The national policy on family promotion and protection is built around the recognition of the family as an essential social unit and acknowledges the various educational, nurturing, and caring functions the family performs towards its members. It identifies issues facing families and provides broad implementation strategies which should enable families to make meaningful contributions to the country's development processes. The policy further builds from the National Positive Parenting Program that was launched last year during the International Day of Families celebrations. Positive parenting enables the full development of a child by using a nurturing, empowering, and nonviolent approach. We saw the benefits of positive parenting in the documentaries and presentations made here early today. And I want to thank our children for that performance. Learners, ladies and gentlemen, today's celebrations and the launch of the National Policy on Family Promotion and Protection is yet another show of commitment by the government to strengthening families across our nation. It demonstrates the government's recognition of the importance of family in our national fabric. I call upon all government actors, partners, and stakeholders to support the scaling up of the National Positive Parenting Program and the implementation of the National Policy on Family Promotion and Protection across all our 47 counties. Let us make our best efforts to promote, protect, and strengthen our families, because strong families make strong communities, which in turn make a strong nation. As the Canadian-American activist and retired actor Michael J. Fox once said, and I quote, "Family is not an important thing, it is everything," end of quote. It is befitting that the United Nations select this year to be climate change and impact on families' well-being. Climate change is no longer a conversation preserved for boardrooms, but a plain for all to see issue that demands immediate and urgent attention for each and every one of us. The theme of this celebration is both timely and necessary, as families are the biggest casualty of the extremes of climate change, threatening their well-being and prosperity. In some instances, generational wealth and fortunes have been destroyed, and also to add that it is mostly women and children who bear the brunt. Up until March last year, Kenya and the Horn of Africa experienced the worst drought in 40 years, where some regions missed rainfall for 4 consecutive seasons. The drought negatively impacted our agriculture, livestock, trade, and other aspects of the economy with grave impact on families. This was later followed by heavy rainfall. We have seen flooding across the nation these last few weeks. These occurrences are attributed to climate change. In both cases of the drought and floods, families were displaced. Sadly, we have experienced destruction of homes, livestock, farms, farm produce, livelihoods, and critical infrastructure. Some lost their loved ones. Our hearts go out to those affected and wish them God's peace as they navigate this difficult time in their lives. We asked God to give us rain during the drought, and He answered our prayer. In this rainy season, we have asked God to give us enough rain, according to Psalm 65, verses 9 and 10, and I quote, "You care for the land and water it. You enrich it abundantly. The streams of God are filled with water to provide the people with grain, for so you have ordained it. You drench its furrows and levels its ridges. You soften it with showers and bless its crops." End of quote. Indeed, today is the ideal day to launch the National Policy and Family Promotion and Protection. as we celebrate families in our nation and around the world. The first objective of today's conference is to create awareness and sensitize families on the role they play in the promotion, protection, and conservation of the environment, with emphasis on human activities such as deforestation and industrialization that have greatly contributed to the climate changes we are experiencing. Nobel laureate Professor Wangari Maathai once said, and I quote, "Today we are faced with a challenge that calls for a shift in our thinking so that humanity stops threatening its life support system. We are called to assist the earth in healing her wounds and in the process heal our own, indeed to embrace the whole of creation in all its diversity, beauty, and wonder. The generation that destroys the environment is not the generation that pays the price. That is the problem," end of quote. This quote by Professor Maathai places responsibility on the current generation to ensure that future generations find a better world to live in. The earth is all we have in common, and our families, present and future, need it for existence and survival. The second objective of this conference is to launch the National Policy on Family Promotion and Protection and enhance awareness of the role and importance of all stakeholders, including faith-based organizations, civil society, and other actors in its successful implementation. The genesis of peace and prosperity in our society starts with the family. Strengthening families is vital, both for the health of our nation and in ensuring a more socially just society, as envisioned in the Government of Kenya bottom-up economic transformation agenda, better. The vision of the policy is to have, and I quote, "happy and stable families for a strong society." And the goal of the policy is to provide an environment that recognizes and facilitates family well-being and empowers families to participate in the socio-economic development of the country, end of quote. Our celebration today is as a result of the United Nations General Assembly, UNGA, Resolution 47-237 of September 20th, 1993, where it was proclaimed that May 15th shall be observed annually and globally as the International Day of Families. This annual observance of the Day of Families underscores the importance of family. Family is the bedrock of any society and the compass for human life. Families nurture, protect, and teach us all. Family further answers our human need for association and belonging, a place where we are accepted as we are, with our God-given abilities and uniqueness. Where would we be without our families? Thank God for families. We should count ourselves blessed if we come from a functional family. Many families today are broken. Separation and divorce rates have increased, and children are suffering from neglect and abuse, even within the family setup. Despite the importance of family in our society, it has come under serious attacks and threats in the recent past. This is due to socio-economic factors, media and technology, climate change, and alternative cultures that undermine the value of family.
This year, the Family Promotion and Protection Fraternity is privileged to have you, Your Excellency, the First Lady of the Republic of Kenya, Mama Racheal Ruto, who is also the champion of children in Kenya, to grace this occasion and launch the National Policy on Family Promotion and Protection 2023. Your Excellency, we sincerely thank you for honoring our invitation amidst your busy schedule to join us to celebrate families in Kenya. Your Excellency, the family continues to be affected by numerous challenges that are detrimental to the well-being of men, women, boys, and girls in families. The challenges range from domestic violence, homicides, negative impacts of technology, child neglect and abuse, and impacts of insecurity and conflicts, poverty, vulnerability, climate change impacts, just to name a few. According to the State of Life, Family and Faith Report of 2023, the family space is today characterized by increased incidences of divorce and separation, where divorce cases among women is higher than men, with 11% of women more likely to be divorced as compared to 5% of men. The International Day of Family is celebrated annually to acknowledge and underscore the importance of the role of family as the basic unit of the society and the firm foundation of human capital development and prosperity. This year's theme is climate change and impact on families' well-being, which reiterates the role of families in mitigating and adapting to the effects of climate change. I therefore wish to acknowledge the many families, 23, to plant trees on our journey to realizing 15 billion trees planted by the year 2030. It was indeed inspiring to see children as young as 3 years responding to the clarion call to plant trees. The impacts of climate change are with us, and therefore we need to make and actualize commitments from individuals, to families, communities, to institutional levels. Your Excellency and distinguished guests, Kenya officially began to celebrate this day from 2015 under the theme, Family, the Hope of the Nation. And one of the milestones was the intent to develop a family policy for Kenya. Distinguished guests, Your Excellency, 9 years since the first celebration, Cabinet was able to approve the first family promotion and protection policy on October 2023. The goal of the policy is to provide an environment and recognizes and facilitates family well-being and empowers families to participate in socio-economic development.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this conference that marks the 30th year of the family and anniversary of the International Day of Families. Today, as we mark the Family Day, the government, in collaboration with the stakeholders, are honored to have Her Excellency, the First Lady, Racheal Ruto, a champion of the family and children in Kenya, grace the event and launch the National Policy on Family Promotion and Protection 2023. I wish Your Excellency to take this opportunity on behalf of the Minister to acknowledge the National IDOF 2024 Planning Committee, who have given their time, technical support, and resources to support the IDOF national event. Your Excellency, this is not an event that we as a State Department or Ministry of Labor and Social Protection have done. We have collaborated very well and very, very closely to make sure that the day is a success. And without our partners, Your Excellency, the First Lady, we would not have achieved the day.
So together with our partners, UNICEF works very closely with the ministry to provide humanitarian assistance to the ongoing flood and emergency. And we have seen in the last couple of years, ever since we saw the drought and we saw the impact of El Nino, and now as we speak, we're seeing the impact of La Nina floods. And it has been the same populations, the same constituency, who are undergoing multiple vulnerabilities due to the climate crisis, one after the other. And we've also seen in the IDP camps the issues what Professor Margaret already mentioned of being put together, complete strangers, issues of violence against children, unaccompanied separated children, but also abuse and exploitations. So this is so very foundational values that we spoke about, and what our colleagues from IRCK also reinforced, that the need for ensuring and reinforcing and underscoring the importance of family values that becomes so very intrinsic to not just our education curriculum, but everything we do in our life, irrespective of which sectors or programs that we represent. I also wanted to bring to attention that as we speak, today is the first anniversary of the National Positive Parenting Program, and to date we have been able to reach out a few thousand parents, approximately about 4,000, and more than 15,000 children being benefited at Kilifi and Garissa. And we speak, there are efforts going by the ministry to scale up and to go to many more counties.
Ladies and gentlemen, with your permission, Your Excellency, we'll start this program with entertainment, and the first group to take the stage.
Yes, the cost of living is high, but the cost of loving.
Our country, Kenya, will be stable. Families also tend to support one another with unquestionable loyalty. There are families that usually turn toward these Kenyans who are flood victims, struggling with mental illness because of post-traumatic stress disorder, and that's why we need to pay attention to their mental, especially for the children, elderly, and persons living with disability. Climate.
Applause kindly as Her Excellency launches the national policy on family promotion and protection. A round of applause again. Thank you very much.